Hello, my name is Janina. Welcome to this video tutorial developed within the Erasmus Plus project Reform, which provides career guidance practices. In this project, we have created a methodology for providing career counseling and vocational guidance at school. This video tutorial will present one of the activities presented in this methodology: learning styles identification questionnaire. There are different learning styles. Auditory learners who learn best by listening and discussion. Visual learners who learn best from visual sources and respond to models, graphs, mind maps, and visual images. Read-write students who learn best by reading text or text-based sources and making notes. Kinesthetic learners who learn best by doing, by trying something and learning as they go and learning by doing. Multimodal learners who learn best through a mixture of the different styles. We are all, to a degree, multimodal learners, but for most people there is one preferred style that works best for them. This type of career guidance practices is designed for age group 12 to 14 years old. It can be administered individually or to a group of students. The duration can take 45 minutes for one session. The questionnaire consists of 35 items. In each of them, the student has to indicate a degree of frequency from little, rarely, to often, always. The results are checked manually and allowed to conclude on the dominant learning style: visual, auditory, kinesthetic, individual or group learning, expressive oral, and expressive written. The aim of this activity is to guide teachers and students about teaching or learning strategies more consonant with the predominant style. For students, this questionnaire is intended to know your learning styles, which means the ways you learn better according to your features and personal capacities. The results will give you suggestions to improve your study and learning, and also contribute to help your teachers develop strategies in the classroom according to your learning styles, and that may increase your school success. And we can proceed to writing the name of a student, for example, Popescu Ion, who is in class 8A. And I'll go now to the revision methodology because it has the word format in order to give you a better demonstration of how this activity works. Here are 35 questions, and the number 1, 2, 3, 4 stands for 1, a little or rarely; 2, more or less; 3, often; 4, a lot or always. So for the first question, when I study and I make models, schemes, etc., I remember better what I learned. Let's suppose that our student, Popescu Ion, answered that he does it often. So we'll tick here below number 3, and here get 3 points. Let's go on. Written words are easy for me. Let's suppose that he ticked here. I learn better if someone reads to me than if I read for myself in silence. Here. I can produce more when I work alone. Maybe here, often. I remember better what I read than what I heard. Let's suppose that it is here. Answering questions I do it better orally than in writing, always. If I need help, I ask a classmate. Rarely. I don't mind to do written work. Maybe here, often. I remember better what I hear than what I read. Here. I like to work alone. I suppose that is fixed here. And we'll go on till the end of this table, these 35 questions. After the students answered all the questions, they hand in the sheet of paper to their teachers or counselors who interpret the questionnaire for each student. And I'll go again to the methodology where we can find learning styles or strategies for teachers in the Word format. The teacher or the counselor writes the name of the student, obviously on, class A, and after checking the questions, he will write the score. The teacher has to place in this chart the number indicated by the student previously. For example, for the first question, he answered below number 3. So for the first question, when I study and I make models, schemes, etc., I remember better what I learned. He ticks on the number 3, so he'll get 3 points. For question 11, he answered 4 under 4, so he'll get 4 points. For question 17, he answered again that he always studies 4 questions, 4 points. For number 23, let's suppose he answered 3, that he often studies, so he gets 3 points. 29, 4 points, because he does it always. For question number 3, he answered under the heading of 1, so he gets 1 point. For question number 9, 2 points. For 15, 1 point. For 28, 1 point. 34, 1 point. And so on. We continue with this chart. At the end, the analyze will look like this. Total score for linguistic visual 19 points, linguistic hearing 6 points, kinesthetic 15 points, individual learning 12 points, group learning 18 points, oral expressive 6 points, written expressive 11 points. So the most prevailing learning style is linguistic visual, and we'll go to interpretation. For linguistic visual, this kind of student learns better by written words, maps, or files, 2 years of work. He probably writes words that we orally learn, so he can learn them better. He remembers and applies information much easier when he reads them. And in terms of techniques, he will benefit from the use of a variety of books, flyers, and other written subjects in several difficulty levels. To a certain subject, he can learn more if we let him alone with a book for a few times done in the class. Make sure that the important information to transmit was given in writing or if the student took notes about that. And we'll go to group learning because he also got a high score of 18 points for group learning. He tries to study with at least one colleague and doesn't produce so much work alone as when working in group. Gives value to the opinions and preferences of the others. Group interaction increases his learning and posterior evolution of facts and concepts. The class observation will show how important is interaction to this kind of student. In terms of techniques, he needs to realize he is learning with someone. The colleague stimulation can be better in some moments than in others, and the teacher must manage that differentiation. So we'll interpret, we as teachers and counselors interpret all the questionnaires from each student in terms of this description of learning styles. This way, the student may discover better ways to improve his learning or studying. That was one of the activities presented within the Reform project. Thank you for your attention, and you can find more information and further results on the Erasmus Plus project results platform at this link.